Okay. Now we'll be doing direct and indirect speech. Now, when I say direct speech, that means something which is said directly. Now, if maybe Shivin is talking to me and we both are means something which has been said to me in a direct way. Now, when I need to convey that particular message to maybe Rona, so I am going indirectly. Indirectly means I'm not going to say I, because Shivin is the one who said, you know, ma'am, I am this is something he must have said. Or I may go to school, something he must have said to me. So that was direct conversation between me and Shivin. But if I'm speaking to Ronak, so I'm going to say, you know what Shivin said that, then that direct message will be taken to be there in an indirect way. That he, so that indirectly I'll be conveying the message to Ronak. Now, when we report something using the exact words of the speaker, we use direct speech. When we report something in our own words, we use indirect speech. Now, see, when I'm talking to Shivin, so that those words were directly spoken to me. But when I'm conveying any message to Ronak, what Shivin has said, so I am using my own words. I'm not using exact words what Shivin has used. I'm not using that word. I'm using anything of my own. I'm using those words which are just created by me and not by Shivin. But my message needs to be the similar one which he said. But it's indirect though. The boy said, see the direct speech. The boy said, I am happy with my result. Now, please remember, this is very important. Direct speech is always within the quotes. Now, when I say quotes, what does that mean? Quotes mean this. Quotation mark. This is the opening and this is the closing. And remember, all the punctuation mark, whether it's full stop, whether it's question mark, any punctuation mark will be there before you are ending the quotes. Before you are putting the ending quotes, all punctuation need to be before that. You are not going to put any punctuation after you have closed the quotation. All before. So two rules need to be there. One, direct speech are always used within the quotes. Second, when you're ending your sentence using any punctuation mark, those punctuation marks need to be there within the quotes. Now, this is contraction. I am. So, okay, don't take this as quote. This is going to be as a contraction. This is a quotation, but we may take this as a contraction words. I am. Direct speech. The boy said, comma, quotation mark, I am happy with my results. So this is something which is directly being said by that boy. Now I am talking to someone and I'm saying in an indirect way. The boy said that, I changes to he, am changes to was. That he was happy with my changes to his results. Now see, this is indirect, I am saying. General rules changing direct, indirect speech. Now, omit all inverted commas or quotation mark. Now, look here. When I'm talking about direct speech, there is a comma, there is a quotation mark. But when I'm talking indirect, there is no comma, there is no quotation mark. Only full stop is there because that is rule, that is compulsory. When you're ending a sentence, you need to end with a punctuation mark. But there won't be any comma, there won't be any quotation mark when you're using indirect speech. Anyone have any question? Okay. Now see, these are the changes which you are going to make when you are changing your sentence from direct to indirect. Now is direct. When I'm talking something in a sentence related to the word now, that is direct speech. But when I'm changing that sentence to indirect, now becomes then, you're there, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, last week, the previous week, this changes to that, tonight changes to that night, ago changes to before, thus changes to so, next changes to following. So please, if you want, you take the screenshot, print screen, whatever. This is important. When you're doing your direct, indirect speech, you keep on searching for these things. Now, the general rule for changing direct speech into indirect speech, the reporting verb said or said to is changed in asked, demanded, ordered. Now, see, sometime it do happen that when we are using any reporting verbs, when we are reporting verbs mean like this. Ravi said, what is Hena doing? Reporting. So I am somewhat with a question over here that what Hena is doing. So when Ravi said, when there is a question in a sentence, so we can, instead of said, we may use asked. Ravi asked me. Me is not here in a sentence, but you have to write because Ravi asked whom? Ravi asked me. That's the reason I'm able to tell you. Ravi asked me what Hena was doing, because there is one more thing. Indirect speech is always indirect speech is always in past tense. There is no future tense, there is no present tense. It's always there in past tense. Ravi said, stop doing that. Ravi ordered. Now see, this is something when I'm reading, you're able to understand I'm ordering. I'm not requesting, I'm ordering. So when we order something, so instead of using the word said, you may use ordered to stop doing that. Yes, Hanit?
Ma'am, the first sentence, Miss Ravi is asking what is Henna doing. Ma'am, we can also tell Ravi asked what is Henna doing.
No, we can't. Ravi asked me what Hena was doing. I said this, you can't use is for past tense. Okay?
Oh.
Indirect speech is always related to past tense. You don't have to use, it's a rule. You can't change only. There's nothing is or will, nothing related to present or future. It is always related to past. Okay? Now, from direct to indirect speech, pronouns are changed. Now, you remember in the very previous slide of direct indirect speech, I showed you all now I is a pronoun. So we can change I to he or she. You, he, she, they. We, they will remain as they. He will remain as he. She will remain as she. It will remain as it. So there are changes related to few pronoun words like I, you, we. Apart from these, there are the other pronoun words are not going to get changed. Okay? Us, there are us, them. In this slide, no other changes except I, you, we. Please keep a note. I'm breaking and showing you so that it's easy for you all to memorize. They, he, she, it, you can't change. Now, us changes to them, our changes to their, his again will remain as his, her again will remain as her, its again will remain as its. So there are no changes in these three pronoun words also. Now, Vidya said, I am a good girl. Now see, Vidya said, this is a simple sentence, so no need to use asked, order, nothing, because the sentence is simple sentence. There is nothing which has been ordered or no request, nothing. Vidya said that she was a good girl. Now see, I changes to she, am changes to was. I told them, you have finished your work. I told them that, see, I said now you changes to he, she or they, but as there is no indication of whether I'm talking about boy or girl, so I am saying, I told them that they had finished their work. You changes to there were, and have changed to had, because indirect speech is always in past tense. Anyone, any question? The girl said, I like singing. The girl said that she liked singing. Now see, in this sentence, as I've already said, that indirect speech, there is a past tense, so like becomes liked. Like will not remain as like in this sentence, it will change to like, because we are talking about something related to past. The girl said that, I changes to she, like changes to liked, singing will remain as that, but there is no quotation mark in indirect speech. Rahul said, I will have to reach home by 8:30. Rahul said that he would have to reach home by 8:30. Okay. So will, now see, will change to would. As this is past, so will change to would. Alana said, I met James yesterday. Alana said that she had met James yesterday. Now see, in this sentence, met is the word which has already been used. You remember when we were doing present, past and future, I said that you may come across ed with the past, but you have to look into the words which have been used before these words. So when I say had met, if I say met, I don't know whether this action is past, present or future. So I will use had because it is important, it is compulsory for me to make a sentence into past tense, because indirect speech is always there in past tense. So we are done with direct and indirect speech. No question. Wow, very good.